Hello there. Welcome back to the Kingdom. Now, this is a world that I've built over a long period of time in my Let's Build series, and this is a 360-degree Minecraft minecart trip around the whole place. So why don't you step in and let's get started. I'll take you on a tour of everything I've built so far. Well, almost everything. There's a few things yet to come, like Erebor, Dale, and the Evil Fortress. So let's go. Now, this is the courtyard and the throne room of the first castle I ever built. My first ever YouTube series, first ever YouTube video was Let's Build a Castle. And this is the castle that we built. We're traveling up one of the back towers right now. I think there's 4 towers in total in this castle. And it's actually a castle that I designed first up for Shadow of Israfel. So the minecart takes us up and around and through the center of that castle, back down around. And now you can move the camera to keep your eyes forwards if you want. Now, this is the Grand Library, which is in one of the towers, one of the lower towers. And we dip back down through the sky roof, through the skylights, into the third drum tower, which I think was going to be the kitchens in the end. And now over the walls, we take a quick jump through to the Noble District. Now, the kingdom, basically, I built the castle first. It took me 4 episodes, I think, 4 or 3. And once I was done, I thought, you know what? A castle's nothing without a kingdom. So let's separate the kingdom into districts. One of those districts was the Noble Quarter. And I began to build the Noble section, which is where all the rich houses are. And after a quick duck and dive into the sewers, we crossed the river, or the canal, and we've come over to the Trade District. And this is the quadrant opposite the Noble District. And it's where we put the shops, the blacksmith, things like that. It was a very basic build though, but it was definitely my first Let's Build. Anyway, the minecart takes us away now, out of the kingdom, over to the docks. Now, this is something that I built much more recently when I was trying to build an expansion towards the Evil Fortress. Now, you can see the silhouette of the Evil Fortress in the distance over there. We'll take a tour of that another time. But for the time being, you can see the boats in the harbour at the docks. And this is very much like a fortress docks. This is a defensive docks where, you know, if naval armies approach the kingdom, we can fire back with these big cannons on top of the walls and defend them with archers and have our troops there in a jiffy. So it's where the main naval fleet of our kingdom resides. And now, as the minecart comes back around, we've got this little kind of forward staging camp, because I built the Evil Fortress over behind the hills on the left. And what I wanted to do was have like little army camps over here that represent the fact that this kingdom's very much fighting a war. And this is where the troops gather and prepare their weapons and things before they go out across the roads and the tundra towards the Evil Fortress to do battle. Now we're coming back round to the main docks of the kingdom. And this is the docks section for the kingdom. And of course, this is the first ship I ever built in Minecraft, and we gave it the name Peculiar's Revenge, named after a certain character from Shadow of Israfel. It was a very Shadow of Israfel time back then, but as you can see, the warehouse on the right, and behind the docks district, oh, watch out for that big dwarf that we built in the Christmas livestream, over here is the slums. On the right we have the slums, on the left we have the Cathedral of Light. Now the minecart comes out of the cathedral, dances over the graveyard a little bit, not too disrespectful I hope, and then takes a sweep back around the Trade District. Again, there's a fountain there behind the minecart, and we're coming back around over past the Magic District. Now the Mage Tower is that grand thing behind the trees on the left, but we're coming away from that, and we're leaving the kingdom. We're taking a tour of the village. Once I was done with the kingdom, I thought, well, a castle surrounded by a kingdom, like walls, a big kind of bricky area, a big town. But then what's beyond that? And of course, well, there are medieval villages out in the sticks. So I set about building kind of a rural village out in the countryside. There's a big windmill that we're coming up to. On the right as well, there's a nice big farm with a farmstead, a barn, a water tower, and some fields of wheat that we're going to travel over on the left. And on the right, of course, the animal pens with pigs, cows, goats, well, not goats, sorry, pigs, cows, chickens, and sheep. Now there's a sawmill on the right, and then the mayor's mansion, or the town hall rather, on the right. And behind us just now is the Lord's mansion, the Lord that rules over this village. And then we come around to like the houses section. Now, I built all these houses in one go because they're all very small and very different. On the left, we've got a big tavern that we never really populated or did an interior on, because back in those days, we didn't really bother with interiors much because they took so much time. A quick bridge over the river, and saying hello to the animals again, and we're coming back towards the kingdom. Now, the village was a really kind of fun build to do. I built the village after I built the kingdom, and I was much more comfortable with different building styles by then, and I'd seen a lot, I'd learned a lot, and my building skills had grown. So the village is definitely like a notch up, I'd say, from the kingdom. But we're coming back now, and it's time to finally look at this mage tower and climb the whole thing. Now, when we played Crown Conquest on this map, we turned this whole map into like a mini-game server where we played a game mode called Crown Conquest. You had to grab a crown and get out of the city before other people killed you and took the crown. But anyway, we climb up the mage tower. It's pretty tall, and the mage tower was full of powerful magical artifacts and booty and chests, but we also totally redid the interior for it. Anyway, that's been a 360 tour of the kingdom. Make sure you check back, because I will be doing another video where we perhaps go to Erebor and Dale and look at the Evil Fortress. But until next time, guys, take care.